There is a silence before every decision, not the silence of the world, but the silence within you, that brief, almost invisible pause where thought becomes choice and choice becomes reality. Most people don't recognize it, they rush through it, they call it instinct, habit, impulse, anything except what it truly is, a doorway. And every action that follows passes through that doorway and begins to travel farther than the mind can track. Because nothing you do stays contained to the moment. Every word is spoken, every intention formed, every act of kindness or harm, it does not end when it is finished, it continues. That is why a very wise man once said, a very wise man once said, your actions echoes through eternity, not always visibly, not always immediately, but always inevitably, like ripples across water that never forget the stone, the collaboration of wisdom. Wisdom is not just knowledge, wisdom is collaboration, the ability to sense the weight of your actions before they become consequences. It is an inner adjustment that asks, who will I become if I repeat this? What does this choice multiply in the unseen world? What echo am I sending forward that I may one day have to live inside? Because every action is a seed. Every action is a seed, but also a signal. It tells the universe what you are aligned with. And alignment is not just spiritual language, it is pattern creation, it is repetition becoming identity. It is identity becoming destiny, the invisible echo. There are echoes you never hear, a harsh word spoken in anger might echo later in the silence of someone's self-worth. A moment of compassion may echo in someone's survival years later when you are no longer present. A lie may echo as distrust that outlives the moment it was told. A truth may echo as clarity that reshapes generations. And here is the deeper layer most do not consider. You are also a recipient of your own echoes. What you send out does not stay outward. It returns in forms you may not recognize as connected to the origin, not as punishment, not as reward, but as continuity. Life is not fragmented, it is woven, the weight of small choices. People think eternity is shaped only by grand events, but eternity is shaped in micro decisions, the tone you choose when no one will correct you, the honesty you keep when deception would be easier, the patience you extend when frustration would feel justified, the restraint you practice when impulse feels powerful. They're not small things. They are the architecture of your inner world. And your inner world is always broadcasting outward, whether you are aware of it or not. When you realize you are being recorded by existence, when you realize you are being recorded by existence, there comes a stage of awareness where you begin to feel it. To be and not to be. When you realize you are being recorded by existence, there comes a stage of awareness where you begin to feel it. Not that someone is watching you, but that reality is registering you. Every action writes something into the fabric of your experience. Every action writes something into the fabric of your experience, not as judgment, but as structure. Like sound shaping a room. Even after it stops, the resonance remains. This is why certain patterns repeat in life until they are understood, not because you are trapped, but because the echo is unfinished. Wisdom is what completes it. The responsibility of awareness. Once you become aware of this principle, innocence is no longer ignorance. Once you become aware of this principle, innocence is no longer ignorance. You can no longer say, it does not matter, because you have seen that it does. Not in fear, but in clarity. And clarity brings responsibility, not the heavy kind that crushes you, but the conscious kind that refines you. But the conscious kind that refines you. You begin to realize I'm always in conversation with the future version of myself. And every action is a sentence in that conversation. The eternal feedback loop. There is a strange mercy in this system. You're not punished by your past, you're shaped by it. And you're not limited by it either. Because if actions echo through eternity, if actions echo through eternity, then new actions can rewrite the echo. That means nothing is permanently fixed in meaning. Yet a harmful pattern can be interrupted. A broken cycle can be dissolved. A new trajectory can begin with a single different choice. Even now, even quietly, even without recognition. Closing, understanding. To collaborate wisdom is to live with awareness that nothing you do is truly small. Not because you are under surveillance, but because you are embedded in continuity. Your life is not as Your life is not a series of isolated moments. It is a living signal extending forward into time. And every action you take is teaching reality how to respond to you. So the question is never just. So the question is never just, what do I want to do right now? But deeper, what kind of echo am I willing to live inside later? Because eternity is not somewhere you go. Because eternity is not somewhere you go. It is what you are building, moment by moment, choice by choice, silence by silence. To be and not to be, existence matters. Existence echoes through the eternity.